What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. In today's video, it's all about oil. So we're gonna be plumbing all the oil lines to feed the turbo, which is it's just one. And then we're gonna be punching the oil pan, tapping it, and putting the fitting into it. But we're gonna do something a little bit custom on the feed part, and I'm gonna show you that right now. Okay, and first off, here's your stainless steel braided line for the turbo oil feed, and a couple of these parts are from On3, and a couple of them I bought by myself. So what On3 gives you is, it's already on my car, so let me show you. So there's the fitting On3 gives you, and I'll take it off in a second so you can see it. But so they have it all worked out, so you still have oil feed or pressure to your sending unit, and then you have oil pressure to the turbo. So, but in my case, I'm doing this a little bit differently. So I'm going to have oil pressure to my gauge still, the sending unit, and to my turbo. So that's why I got that four-way one. All right, so this is what On3 gives you. It gives you a male end and then two females, which is really cool. It works well, so one's for your sending unit, one's for your oil feed. So in the kit, On3 gives you these two fittings and then that one brass fitting I just showed you, and you thread this into here and you run the oil line from it. So this is what I got. So only piece I'm gonna be using is this, and then I got a 90-degree elbow, I got this four-way adapter, I got this adapter so it can have a male end, and then a 90-degree for my gauge. So we're gonna be putting this on, and let me show you the configuration, kind of, sort of. All right, so I know it's like big, bulky, and it doesn't look all that pretty. So the way it's gonna work is the bottom piece is going to go into that little lengthener thing. So it'll go in like this, and then the 90-degree fitting will face towards the turbo, and this will work in whatever way it needs to make sure that gauge is getting oil pressure too. And then the sending unit will sit on top. So that's how I'm gonna feed it. Okay, and so this is what it looks like. So this will be pointing like that, and that's to my gauge. There's the sending unit, and then see that black back there? That black is the oil feed. So it actually will work out pretty well, and it all is pretty hidden. And then it clears the header as well. Sets like there somewhere close, so there's room all around. Actually, it looks closer than it is, but there's actually a ton of room between everything. So it's looking good.
If all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms, no statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis.
Well, that went a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Actually, it looks great. So here, check it out. So there it is. Here's a little sneak peek. So this is where my oil pressure gauge. Okay, so oil pressure gauge is tight on there. Lots of room. We'll have to do this later because yeah. And then, but the little 90 right here fits between the power steering pump really well. And then I didn't know how much line On3 gives you, but they give you a ton. So actually it goes out and down in here. So it goes from that 90 that I put, so up and over the water pump and the timing cover, like right by your distributor, and then underneath the thermostat housing. And then I put it underneath the alternator, and it pops out right here, and look, it's like perfect. It's like made for it. So out of sight, out of mind. Oh, and another thing, so when I got this line, I actually took my air compressor and blew it out because On3 says that they're not responsible if anything's stuck in there and you need to blow everything out. So I blew it out real quick with my air compressor. Just a little quick tip if you're doing it at home, make sure you blow it out just in case. Nothing came out of mine, but you never know. All right, and that's what it looks like all done. The only thing I'm gonna do with this is, like I said, fix my gauge because that busted. But then I'm gonna tie up that stainless steel line, the oil feed, somehow so it looks nice and pretty, but otherwise it came out really good and there's room everywhere. All right, so it has gotten very, very late already. So we're gonna pick this up tomorrow. We are going to punch the oil pan and tap it. You know, I shouldn't be nervous, but I'm so nervous. It's like, Vortec has a really cool article about the whole process of what you need to do, how you need to do it, as well as On3, but Vortec really goes into detail about it. So I'll be posting that in the video as well, and we'll get this thing done tomorrow and get all the oil stuff ready for the turbo, but man, nervous. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, everybody. It's finally time to tap the oil pan, or punch and tap. So we're gonna get this thing done real quick, and I'll show you all the tools that I got ready for this to get this thing going. I've looked at the measurements about 30 times just so I know it's right. So let's get right into it. Here is what I'm gonna use. So I got a small punch to get a pilot hole going, and then we'll check to make sure we have clearance. And then I got a plumb bob that we're gonna use to make the hole wide enough to actually get our 3/8 NPT tap in there. So that's what we got to work with. So let's get going on this. All right, so I got my mark. It's 1 3/4 inches down from the bottom of the pan or the lip, and then a 1/2 inch back from the first bolt on the side of the pan. So right there. So I am gonna wire wheel this real quick, get all the debris, crap, anything off of it, and then we'll remark it and really get it like pinpoint accuracy on this thing, so we're punching in the right spot.
Okay. I think it's about time for me to go in. Like I dive deep. Like I'm last week night with the flow here. Johnny boy, my peeps. I'm an infotainment state. My brain ain't contained. Keeps spilling out. I'm belligerent insane. My drink don't stay in place. I'm just.
I guess this is the moment of truth. I guess the hardest thing is actually getting into a position where you can hit this thing. So there I am, right on the money. How do you hit this? Alright everybody, so if you can see in there, there's something. I think it might be a windage tray. It's gotta be a windage tray. Didn't think about that. That was awesome. Alright, so a lot has happened since you've seen me. So you know how I freaked out about hitting something? It was the windage tray. And I don't know why anybody else hasn't like dealt with this. All the videos I watch, they just stick the screwdriver in, they're like, it's all good, it's all fat and happy, but so the windage tray is close to this port that we've made for the oil drain on the kit, and it'll be fine. There's room enough in there. I freaked out for no reason, but the thing is I had to modify my plumb bob, so I took the tip off of it, obviously, because it made it way too long, and then I went to Harbor Freight and picked up some different punches, like some like really shallow, but I don't know how you say it, they're hollow point punches here. So these are the punches that I got, these hollow ones, and they've worked. And so they're shallow enough, but I can still get it in there. And then my plumb bob made the ultimate sacrifice, so I gotta get one before I go back to work. I ground it down so it wasn't so long anymore, and then I put it into the hole and hit a couple more times. So let me show you what we're working with right now. I gotta make the hole just a tiny bit bigger, and then we'll start tapping. And then, I don't think I've said it yet, is all the oil is still in the engine, the oil pan. So we're gonna drain the oil after this and get all of the nastiness that has fallen down, if anything has fallen down. I've been very, very careful. I've been freaking out about that the whole time. But I've been very careful to make sure nothing has fallen into the pan, but in case anything did, we're gonna drain the oil and get rid of all that stuff. And tomorrow, before I put the actual fitting in, I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight, Home Depot, somewhere, and get one of those magnetic bendy tool things and just go in there and work my way around and just quadruple check to make sure that there's no metal shavings, which I don't think there will be, but better safe than sorry, right? So, all right, let me show you the hole. Okay, so I got my hole big enough. It's time to start tapping and just be real scared. So let's see how this goes. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is take my little, whatever this is, my thing, and make sure there's nothing. All right, so all the flutes are packed with grease. This thing has hopefully sufficient amount of grease on it. So now, let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. Whew. So I punched the oil pan out right, and then it started tapping. The tapping was fine. Didn't feel like much of a problem at all. I packed the flutes with grease, as you saw. I threaded it in. Everything seemed fat and happy. I went to go put the fitting in. It wouldn't go. I keep going, messing with it. It wouldn't go. It won't go. Won't go. I'm like, freaking me out. I don't know what's going on. So I get it in there, I thread it in a touch, and I see that it's like about to start cross-threading. I was like, oh my god. Pull it out, and I look at this thing for a little bit, and the threads are like totally whacked from, I didn't look at them, I guess. I guess I should have checked the threads. The threads are whacked, not because I was just trying. I didn't actually ever get it to thread right, so I put it on I put the fitting on my, the tap, on the other, I guess the reverse tap, and re-tap the threads for the fitting, and then it goes in fat and happy, nice and easy. I wasted a lot of time on that. That made me crazy. So it's tapped, the fitting can go in. I'll show you right now what it looks like, but man, I don't know how comfortable I feel with the whole, I mean, I pulled a lot of material out of the flutes and stuff, but still, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with how that worked. You should have seen, I spent so much time tapping it. I would go like a full turn and back it out and clean the flute. Full turn, back it out, clean the flute, and like I was nervous about it. Right now, for now, let's drain the oil. Why? No! I don't have any control. Well, that's just not okay. Didn't think this through. Oh. Alright, so the oil is, it's coming out right now. It's not totally done yet. So we're not totally done with it yet. I'm stressed out because I thought it would all be fat and happy, all cool, all whatever, tapping the oil pan. And after I did it, I just so uncomfortable. So that ends tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. What's up, everybody? We've made it back to the next day, and so I think I was talking about last night how I didn't feel comfortable with just tapping that thing. I did everything right. I greased up the tap. I did everything you were supposed to do to a T, but I don't know. I went to Harbor Freight and got some goodies because I want to be 1,000% sure that there's no metal shavings in my oil. Like 1,000,000,000% sure. So let me show you what I got, because there's a lot. I bought a bunch of stuff. I spent about 150 bucks today. So I got an inspection camera, the HD inspection camera and then a 250-pound magnet so I can put it at the bottom of the oil pan, and it should hopefully pull up some stuff. This was probably unnecessary, but I did it anyway. Got some magnets so I can pull any steel or anything out of the way, and then I got some bendable magnets. I got 2 of them, and the reason I got 2 is because I hope this isn't too big to stick into the hole. So we got lots of things to mess with. So if there's any metal shavings anywhere, I'm getting you. I'm coming after you. Oh, I'm getting rid of all the metal shavings. I don't know if that's gonna make it into the video, but we're gonna get rid of all the metal shavings right now and just make myself feel a-okay. And so let's take the camera and look inside, see what we can find. All right, so after an hour of scounging, looking, magneting, camera looking, weird snaking around my whole oil pan, couldn't find any shards, couldn't find nothing. So that's a good thing. I'm actually really impressed. I would have shown you on the actual inspection camera, but I tried and you can't really see. So I looked in there for a little while, and the cool thing about the inspection camera is there's a little magnet that sticks to it. So I was able to get that magnet everywhere. Literally anywhere that a magnet could go, I got that thing in there. And it's a nice, here, I'll just show you. It's just a little magnet that sticks at the end of the camera, and man, was that helpful. I got a magnet everywhere, literally everywhere. So I literally magneted the whole pan. Very happy, that was a good purchase. So the last thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna pour some oil through that drain tube, and then if there is anything else, hopefully it'll wash down. And I have a magnet at the bottom of the pan so it can catch anything else, and then I'll drain that little bit and I'll call it safe. All right, so nothing came out of the oil. I even went back another time with the magnets, tried to get any little debris I could out of it. We seem to be okay. I'm gonna put thread sealer on the fitting, put the fitting in for one and done, and I think we're good to go. All right, it's installed. All right, everybody, it's looking good now. So I feel pretty confident that there's no metal flakes in there, you know, just because it's the way I am. I can almost guarantee you that I'll probably stick the camera back in there again and just to make sure there's no giant flakes in there. Yeah, I'm just that kind of guy. But that is the end of the video. In the next video, we are going to be fully installing the hot side with RTV, all the good stuff, and that'll be on Sunday. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.